What is going on, YouTube? Thrift School over here, coming at you with a really cool video helping you guys learn which N64 video games are the most valuable, what to look out for, some tips and tricks on assessing the games, and just a lot more. So let's just hop right into this. If you've never been to this website before, I'm on pricecharting.com, and this website is great for doing research on any video game, any system. You can tell they have all the systems up here along the top. Right now we're looking at Nintendo 64, and I will be doing this for pretty much every single system, mainly to help myself learn and to help you guys learn. So the cool thing is, when you go through it, you can see every single game. You can see their loose price, their complete in-box price, and their new price. Now that's an average. That's or it's what the item is going for right now at the moment. And to double check with that, you could check the item on eBay or Amazon. So we can do all of that. So we're going to first look at some really ultra rare Nintendo 64 games that odds are you won't find in the wild. These are special variants. Now, these are normal games that you might find, like this game right here, Zelda Majora's Mask. This game alone is worth a decent amount of money, but if you find the one that says not for resale on the label, that's all it has to say. That is the only difference, I believe. It's going loose price for $1,775 right now, and it's had a peak of $1,875 around Christmas. So this game is going for a crazy amount of money right now. Definitely keep an eye out for that. We can double check what Amazon is selling it at right now. It's not even on Amazon, so let's double check eBay real quick and see what it's going for, if it's even on eBay. So there's a not for resale for $65 and $95. Now these are the gold cartridges, as you can tell. So there is not a single gray cartridge. You have to be very specific when looking for these. So if we go back, we could tell it's a gray cartridge. Very, very hard to find. If you see it, I mean, even what we just saw, the gold cartridge is going for a decent amount of money. So keep your eyes peeled for this game. Even if it doesn't say not for resale, this game is worth good money. Next, we have Yoshi's Story not for resale. Now, this is a trend with N64 games. The not for resale versions usually came bundled in with something, so they weren't for specific sale. They didn't just come in a box on a shelf. So they're much harder to find. Now, this is also an international version. It says international version right over the label. I wish I could zoom in right here. But it's pretty easy to see. You know, it says not for resale. Maybe I could just zoom in like this. And you could tell it shows international version up above and the not for resale right below the logo. Now, this game is going for insane amounts of money as well. We're looking at $770 loose price, and it's been all the way up to $1,225. So this is insane. And now I also know Yoshi's Story is worth not an extreme amount of money. If you pick it up for $1 to $5, you could probably get 15 to 20 out of it. Not quite sure what it's going for on Amazon. Those are the eBay prices. So it's still a good game to find, but especially the international not for resale version. Now, I said the first 5 are all going to be these very odd, rare cases, but the last 5 are going to be more common titles that you will be able to find in the wild. Granted, I've never found them in the wild, but maybe where you are, you will be able to. So we have Donkey Kong 64 not for resale. Now, this game is also a expensive-ish game. Normally it comes in a yellow cartridge, so if you see this game, it'll be in a yellow cartridge. This one is gray, so that should immediately stick out to you. One cool way to remember it is it's Donkey Kong. It's the only Donkey Kong on the system, and the logo is inside the 64. It's yellow, so I like to think, okay, then the cartridge is supposed to be yellow for Donkey Kong. It's the only one. Now, if you see a gray one, you instantly think to yourself, okay, this is odd. And then if it says not for resale, you're further understanding, okay, this is an expensive, rare game. These are all differences. So this one's going for $460 loose right now. All right, here we go. This is, I think, probably the best out of the bunch. This is Clay Fighter Sculptors Cut. This game was so much fun when I was younger. I loved it. This game is going for $402 loose, and as you can tell by this chart here, this is why I love price charting. you could tell when the price really started to spike. It started to spike right around 2013 big time, and it's just been going up ever since. It doesn't look like it's going to slow down, so that's a great trend to see with these charts. If you're buying to resell, if you're buying to collect, that kind of stinks. But this game is a different variant because there is also a Clay Fighter 63 1/3. So the title is slightly different, the artwork is the same, everything else is the same. So if it says Sculptors cut underneath, pick it up. Clay Fighter 63 1/3 is not worth that much money. If you can get it for $1, pretty much any N64 game is worth it. And I know a lot of people say sports games aren't worth it, but I will prove to you that there are a couple sports games definitely worth it on the Nintendo 64. So let's check out. These are, this is the last game that's a variant that's going to be hard to find. This is called Tarak Rage Wars. And now this game itself, I believe, comes in a black cartridge, which isn't very rare. But the gray cartridge is rare. Now, I don't know what makes it so rare. It's just a different color. That's all. But it brings the price up to $146. So now if we looked up Tarak Rage Wars and take a look at the price. Let's see, here is the regular one right here. This would be the black cartridge one. This one's going for $9.05 loose. So that's how big of a difference just the color of the cartridge makes. It's insane. Alright, next. These are going to be just the basic games. These games have no special variants, nothing like that. These are just games that you can more than likely find in the wild if you keep searching. It may take a while. I've yet to find any, but keep these in your brain, and if you have found them, please let me know down below in the comments. I would love to know. And if you are actively looking for them, or if this helped, just leave a comment down below. Alright, so we have Worms Armageddon. Now, this game is going for $207, and as you can tell, it's been on, besides this one spike right here, it has been on a complete upward trend. So we're looking at a game that's starting to really spike in price over here right now. It's just going straight up. So this game is definitely going to be worth, I'd say $300 if it keeps up this trend in just a few months. So this is something very interesting to find. Next, we have Bomberman 64, The Second Attack. Now, this isn't a special variant, but there are multiple Bomberman games on the Nintendo 64, most of which aren't worth that much money. There's Bomberman 64, and there's also, what is it called? Bomberman Heroes is what the other one is called. Now, those aren't worth an insane amount of money, but keep an eye out for The Second Attack. Now, as you can tell, the price is pretty much leveling off right here at $150. But with Christmas coming up, this is definitely going to go up. I can see it going up to $200. I've seen this game sell for more than $140, so I know for a fact you can get more than that. I mean, $140 is nothing to laugh at, but keep an eye out for Bomberman 64, The Second Attack. Here is a sports game that is worth an insane amount of money in recent time. It's insane. It's going for $85 loose. Super Bowling. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, that all of these games, if you could find the box with these games, which is very hard to find for Nintendo 64 games, the price jumps dramatically. Take a look at this. If it's complete, $315. So that's with a manual, with a box, with inserts, but let's say you can only find the box, you're probably adding another $100 to $150 to this game. Take a look at this difference. 140 loose, 300 complete. This game, 207 loose, 409 complete. This game, 146 loose, 249 complete. So you get the trend. It's going up a lot of money. So as you can tell, this game didn't used to be worth a lot. It was going, in the 10s, the 15s, 20s, 30s. And then this year, bang, shot right up to 80s and 90s. Not 100% sure why. It is a hard to find game. I have never seen it anywhere ever. So this is definitely something to keep an eye out for a sports game. Don't just walk past it because it's bowling. Now, there are 2 more bowling games for the Wii. For the Nintendo 64. There is New Brunswick Bowling, which is worth nothing. Don't even worry about it. And then there is Milo's Adventure Bowling, I believe is what it's called. And I don't think that's worth much money. But this game is worth a lot. Next we have Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I know most of you know Conker's Bad Fur Day if you know anything about the Nintendo 64. This is a game where just a few months ago it was around $100 to $120, and if you go into a lot of game stores, the price will still be there, but it's actually starting to dip down in price at the moment. So you can tell right here it was up at $96.65. We could check Amazon's at $84, GameStop's at $85, eBay's at $32. That's odd. Let's take a quick look at that. Shouldn't be that low. No, it's probably bids. So we have a buy it now at 72 because it's really destroyed. 80. So the price has definitely come down. Loose was going for over 100 not too long ago, but this is still a great game to find. I believe some of the reason for the price to come down is the company that makes it rare, which is this logo right over here in the upper left corner of the box. That logo, keep an eye out for, because it doesn't mean that the game is rare, but the company actually made a bunch of games that are worth good money. I believe they created the Donkey Kong, they created Diddy Kong Racing, things like that, and those games are still worth good amount, not this much, but they're still worth a good amount of money. And so a new game came out for the Xbox 360 called the Rare Replay, which is a lot of their good games on one disc. So a lot of people don't have the need to buy this on the Nintendo 64 anymore because they can play it on their Xbox. So that could be a reason. Remember to take a look to see, okay, maybe this game has a newer revamped release. So that's just something to look out for, but it's still going for a good amount. It says it's selling about 4 a day, so it's definitely selling a lot. I didn't even notice that with the others. This sells 2 a month, this 3 a week, 2 a week. So you're not going to see a lot with these old, really expensive games, of course, but once you find one, it will sell. You know, 1 sale per month, 2 sales per week, 6 per year. Yeah, so this is for hardcore collectors, as you can tell, and now we're getting into the really hardcore collecting. 5 a year and 4 a year. So those are very, very, very sought after for hardcore collectors. They will pay the money, but you have to be very specific in your listing. You want to take really good pictures because the people that are buying it are the ones that are going to be very picky. Now, last but not least, we have Stunt Racer. Stunt Racer is a racing game that I have never played before. I don't even know anything about it. I know it's a racing game. That's about it. But it's really jumped up in the past couple of years. As you can tell with the trend with most of these, they've really jumped up in the past year or so. But the trend really started around 2013 for a lot of these Nintendo 64 games to go up in price. Now this guy's going for $66.16 loose with 3 sales per week. So it's definitely going for a good amount. It's definitely selling a good amount as well. It also is selling complete price, 3 per year, and new price unknown. Maybe it's only sold once in the past couple of years. Maybe because there's not very many new ones of these. So you'll notice complete prices sell a lot less per year. You will probably have to hold on to them for longer unless you do auctions on eBay. Not quite sure how they would sell on Amazon. It's really a game when you're picking these up. But for $66.16, you could tell just a couple years ago it was a third of that. So definitely some great games to look out for. We'll do a recap real fast. We have Zelda Majora's Mask Gray Cart, Yoshi's Story Gray Cart, and both of these are not for sale, as well as Donkey Kong 64. Clay Fighter Sculptors Cut. We have Tarak Rage Wars. Make sure it's the gray cart, not the black cart. Worms Armageddon, Bomberman 64 Second Attack, Super Bowling, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Stunt Racer. And these are the most expensive 10 games for the Nintendo 64. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of video, let me know down below as well, and I will do this with a bunch of systems. I know a good amount, as you can tell, I hope, about video games and the systems and the backstories and why the prices have been going up and down. So this is something I could share with you guys. Hopefully you can learn from it and do something awesome with that, you know? Start making some more money, right? So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, this is Thrift School saying see ya.